ask the rest of yous as well, because I was clicking like there's like news lot, and then there's this lot, and then there's that lot, and there's just lots.
Yeah, there's a few usual faces that I'm sure will come on.
Yeah, I'll be asking them all anyway. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Lenny. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is the Banish bin. And our special guest this week is Jack from Global Thrifters. So he is one half of Global Thrifters, and Emily is the other. That is correct. She'll be on next week.
Yes, exactly. She pushed me first. I'm the guinea pig. She pushed me to see.
You see what it's like.
I'll watch. No, it will be good. I'm looking forward to it, and as is M. So that's cool.
Yeah, and it's all just a bit of fun. You know what I mean? Like a bit of fun. We all have things that we like, dislike, whatever. But if anyone hasn't seen this before, the Banish bin is basically I have give Jack, it's 8 different categories, and in each category he has to pick 3 things that he dislikes basically, and then when he'll put forward his 3 things with a reason why he doesn't like them, I'll then save one if there's anything for me that's worth saving, and if there isn't, it'll just all go to the chat. Otherwise the 2 remaining items or things will go to the chat to decide what is actually banished. So Susan says Jack's had his hair cut.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. I had my hat on, which as everyone, I always do. But I'm just so hot sat here. But it is there. It is.
So Lex says, I really hope Jack hates Chinese takeaway and Disney.
I mean,
you never know, Lex. You never know.
You never know.
I'll just say a few hellos and then we'll get started. So we've got hello Sharon, hi Joan, hi Lex, hi Laura, hi Dodo, hi Ian, hi Nia, hi Mark, hi Phil, hi Susan, hi Elaine, hi Ali. Welcome, she's first time joining us live. That's cool. Hi Junie, hi Jilly, and anyone else who joins, I'll say hi if I bump into you on the way if I notice.
All the usual faces.
All the usuals, yes.
Usual suspects.
Yeah. So the first category I gave you was things people do.
Yes. And to be fair, I'm quite strong on all 3 of these.
Right.
We're going in. So do you want all 3?
No, just if you say one, and then your reason why, and then we'll move on type of that way.
Certainly. So the first one for me was when people don't say please and thank you. It's just such an easy thing, simple thing to do. I think especially as I've been driving a couple of years now, and just like if I let someone go and they don't thank me, I'll start getting a little bit of road rage inside. There's no need for it because it hasn't changed their day, it hasn't changed my day. But just genuinely, or if I hold a door for open for someone, I might say you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. It frustrates me.
Even I do. If I'm crossing the road and someone lets us cross, and they don't have to, in a car, obviously. I always sort of just do that as I go past them. You know what I mean? Just as
it's a little thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's they don't have to do it, and but they're being kind enough to let me out. So why not be nice enough? It's just courtesy.
Exactly. It's courtesy, and it's just little, just manners, little thing that is just it keeps everyone happy. You know what I mean? So apart from obviously Lex, but
Really doing the royal way of Queen Leonie? I think not, Susan.
That's all the traffic stops, and it's lane.
Anyway, the red carpet's there, so it's just kidding. Anyway, what's your second thing?
So the second one is loud eating. I can't do it. It it infuriates me if it could be anywhere, obviously, you know, whether we're at a restaurant or just a family member or anyone. I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? I will call out, I'm not going to call out a stranger from another table at a restaurant.
Yeah. Excuse me, can you just...
But where we found it the most was when we was in Asia, like on a long bus journey, and like obviously people eating on the bus, and I think just different cultures, different ways people obviously go about things, and in certain countries in Asia there was very little mouth closed when eating, and to them they didn't care, but for me the sounds and everything's just
it's just, I know what you mean. It's like, I don't want to watch like the washing machine of what's going around in your mouth.
And I think it does come into, like, you know, hearing, whether it's someone biting their nails or snoring, and that I think there is a word for it where it all comes into one, like the of something, or
I know what you mean. It's like the sound thing.
Yeah, but just loud eating in general. So if you ever see me at a car boot and you come up chomping some crisps in my face, oh, I heard on Lainey's channel you don't like this. But yeah, that's my second one. And the third one, I think it's just like being a zombie to your phone sort of thing. Like I know we all, a lot of the time, or I say all, can't speak for everyone, but you know, you use your phones a lot of the time, and it's sort of like if you're sat in a room and everyone's just looking at their phone, or if you're having a conversation with someone and they keep looking down at their phone, something like that, to me that's just like, you know what I mean? I just feel like we shouldn't be zombies.
Weird. It's like, why I'll meet up and just to be all there and be on your phone.
Exactly. You know, it's exactly. It's smartphones and can turn into dumb people. You know what I mean? And I can be the same. I can get lost into my phone.
Yeah.
You know, likewise to anyone else. But yeah, I think it's just easily done. Easily done.
Yeah, we've all been, you know, scrolling for no reason, and you're kind of like, why am I just going over this? I've seen it before anyway, and it's like, yeah.
And suddenly an hour has gone by.
Susan says, now you've been on the Banish bin, Jack, everyone will be doing all these things to you all the time.
I've shot myself in the foot there.
Yeah, the amount of unicorn gifts that Susan has had has been quite phenomenal. Just saying a quick hello to Kath, Junie, Stephen, Sean and Andrea, who are in as well. Right, so out of them three, there's nothing for me to say of here, you know what I mean? I totally agree on all of them. When I really annoys us when people don't say please and thank you. Lex sends videos of rude people eating loudly to Jack. Yeah, there's no excuse for not saying please and thank you. The loud eating thing, I totally agree. And being a zombie to your phone, I take my phone with us when I go out to take pictures, but the only time I take it out is if it rings. I don't look at it otherwise until I'm back home. You know what I mean? So I don't look at my messages or anything. But I only answer it if it rings, just in case, you know what I mean? But other than that, don't.
I'm not saying we shouldn't be on our phones, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And
the level,
but you enjoy the moment you're in. If you're in company, enjoy it, you know what I mean? If you're going out for food with someone and go out for food with someone and talk to them, don't look at your phones. It's just
exactly
rude. Right, so people of the chat, do you want to banish people who don't say please and thank you? I'm just going to say just put manners for that one. Do you want to banish loud eating? Just put loud. And do you want to banish people who are zombies to their phone? Just put zombie. Anyway, just choose a word and go for that. So, hi Jerry. Just kill them all. So don't bring them. Sean doesn't bring his phone out when they're out. Hi Stephen.
It's one way to cut it out. You know, if it's not there, it can't. You know, it's distraction.
Right. I think a lot of people are going for the zombie thing. Zombie tour. Wait a minute. I lied because you go further down and then there's a lot of others. Yeah. Right, 1, 2, 7. Susan, stop writing loud. I can see, you know. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, zombies thing. So it's people who are on the phone. That one is being banished.
That one gets banished. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to well, I might get to a point where I'm gonna have to try and work this out. You know what I mean? And when it's really close between a couple, you kind of like, I'll have to count it. Sometimes it's so simple because it's just all.
It's mainly more one than the other.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so the second category I gave you was sport or anything relating to it.
Yes.
If you like any kinds of sport.
I mean, I don't mind watching a bit of tennis or a bit of football. But two of my answers are related to football. But we'll get there. So, so the first one, and I'm sure people have got to agree with me here, but it's how much footballers get paid. That's got to be a big one. That's got to be, and I don't need to explain it too much. Though it's an outrageous amount of money. Not even just their income, but how much the clubs pay per player. Now I know they're incredible athletes, but there are incredible athletes in other sports that don't get paid anywhere near as much. There's just the amount that they get paid. Personally, that's what I think. So
right.
So the other one, the second one would be so it's when in sports in general, but I could relate this to when I worked at a paintball site, so paintball marshal, and so people have all the gear but no idea. So they've got all the outfit, they've got the extra pads and goggles and all this, but then they have no idea what they're doing. And I get it that it's like enthusiasm, you think, or one I see a lot of time is cycling, and they may have the idea. I don't know them personally, but they've definitely got all the gear. You know what I mean? When they're booted and suited, and they've got, everything. So just genuinely in sports, when it's just when someone goes out maybe and gets every little thing that they need before they've even whether
before they even know if they're going to like it.
Exactly. Whether they can play the sport. Yeah, exactly. And the last one is football. Again, football related. It's like football compared to maybe rugby, and how a football player gets a little touch on the elbow and they roll about on the floor, diving about, and they're fully grown adults and they're being pansies, basically. They are being pansies. And compare, and then in a rugby game or any other game, they all just get on with it. However, in football, that just goes out the window. So
it's never always like that, like back in the day, I think I was like it wasn't like that before, like you know what I mean? It's become a kind of thing. I don't know why, whether they're just like, it's kind of cheating to me in a sense, if you fall over, try and get a penalty, or like, look like you've been hit in the face when you haven't, that kind of thing. And I mean, some of them have been ridiculous. Like, I think there was that lad I'm forgetting who it was, but he was in the corner near the corner post, and the guy wasn't, he like fell down like he'd been shot, and like, you know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like, really? But yeah, it's totally changed. Again, there's nothing worth saving for me. I totally agree with you on the footballers' wages. It's ridiculous. Like, there should be cut-offs, you know what I mean? There should be, like, so that it isn't the way it is. There should be like a I don't know what, like a
Yeah.
top thing that, like in different levels should be a thing where they can't earn over a certain amount, and they'd still be making money.
Good money.
On good money without like 80,000 £80,000 a week.
Yeah.
£100,000
some
a week.
people. It's crazy.
Yeah, like
Crazy.
God knows what Ronaldo's on and all gets or whatever.
And he is an amazing player.
Oh, he is. But
does he need to be paid that much? You know, like, does it have to be that much? You know,
exactly. I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it has to be that much.
No.
And all the gear and no idea, especially when like they think they've got the idea. So everyone else they haven't. Everyone else can say that, but they believe they do. So like, because they rock up with all this stuff and they're like, yeah, I've got these fancy whatever boots, make you run faster boots.
The latest gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make you run faster boots. Why did I say that?
We knew what you meant.
Anyway, yeah, I need some of them. But yeah, all the gear, no idea. Definitely agree. And the footballer thing, I don't know. It's become a bit of a culture on that sort of, you know, drop down the sign as soon as someone comes near, or like, you know.
It's a shame. It's the game.
Exactly, and I prefer footballers who like play like will not do that. You know what I mean? Or even if it looks like it was and he could have gotten a penalty or whatever, I'd rather like do it honest about it and didn't shout. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's sportsmanship, totally. So, right, I'm not going to save any, as I said. So, people of the chat, do you want to banish the levels of footballers' wages? Because obviously it can get astronomical. Do you want to banish people who have all the gear but no idea? So if it's footballers' wages, type wages. If it's all the gear and no idea, type idea. And if it's footballers being pansies, type pansies. Is that the hi Mark, hi Ella, hi Thrifty Lobster. I think the wages is looking like it's going to get there.
I mean, understandably, it's fairly universal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's good to. I don't know who commented, but someone said about the women's, women's football, obviously compared to men's football. And I do believe the women's football is obviously it's nowhere near where men's is, but as in the level of pay. But yeah, there is getting more recognition for the sport. I think it's good.
And it's the same with like women linesmen and things like that. You know what I mean? It's becoming
definitely.
So yeah. Right. So I'm gonna it's wages on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of wages. A couple of pansies.
Yeah. Okay. So the next category is food.
Yes. So I may split opinion here. I don't know. We'll see. So the first one, and it's sort of like the only vegetable that I don't really eat, and that's mushrooms. I just don't really like mushrooms. I'm not a mushroom kind of guy. I'm a fun guy, but I'm not a mushroom kind of guy. Oh, go on then. But yeah, I just think they're a bit slimy and just they're not for me. Never really have. Just don't tickle my fancy. That's it. You know.
Well, I mean, I love mushrooms, but we'll see where else we got because, like, someone's getting saved.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Next one is flavoured popcorn. Now, I'm not talking sweet and salted. That's fine. But when you get rhubarb and custard, or I don't know, cherry blossom, or whatever you're doing to that popcorn, don't do it. You don't need to. You know what I mean? It is literally sweet, salted popcorn. That is it. That's all you need. Okay, that's him.
Sweet, salted, and toffee.
Oh, and toffee. I forgot about toffee. Yeah, I don't personally eat it, but yeah, toffee. We can allow toffee, but nothing weird and wonderful.
Nothing. Yeah, artisan popcorn.
Artisan popcorn. There we go. There we go.
Stephen said yes.
Banana popcorn. I've never tried that one.
Oh,
It's probably loads. It's probably loads.
Bacon popcorn. Yeah,
I mean, I do like normal popcorn, but yeah, just not the artisan stuff.
Yeah, not the fancy.
And the last one is like stews or more like broths. Like just like I don't mind a soup, but when it's like just like watery, I'm not. It's not for me. You know what I mean? Like you know, like a broth. We had them in like Vietnam and that a lot of that were like, you know, like a broth. Like it's just like there's chunks of stuff in it, but it's just like hot water. Like I know a stew can be a bit thicker, obviously, but more just like it's not. Yeah, it's just not for me. It's not a dinner that I would choose. So yeah, I couldn't. I eat most things. It was quite hard to pick some stuff that I don't fancy or don't like. But that's it, really. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need your flavoured popcorn. You can leave the mushrooms out, and you know, don't bother making the broth or the stew. Just make something else. It's all good.
Lex said she likes dandelion and chihuahua breath popcorn. It's in Lidl apparently.
Chihuahua breath. Brilliant.
Broth. I get the watery broth. Like what my mum used to make, like what we called homemade soup, but it was like, you know, more thick and
if it's thick, that's fine. Thick is fine. Yeah,
but watery broth. No, I agree on that.
Yeah,
it's kind of just water with lumps of vegetable in it.
Exactly.
Like, it isn't appealing.
No.
But there'll be no. I absolutely love mushrooms. So mushrooms ain't going anywhere. Mushrooms are staying. So you'll have to be a fun guy and keep them. I totally agree on like arty-farty popcorn. It's not my kind of thing. Like either stick to the few that there is, but yeah. And I'm not, as I said, watery broth, nah. So, people in the chat, do you want to banish artisan, we'll put it properly, artisan popcorn, type popcorn, or do you want to banish watery broth or stew, then put broth? You can abstain, Sean, if you like both of them. You do not have to vote.
That's fine. I think it was definitely like I said, like a soup or like a thick stew, like a good stew. Like that's fine. But yeah, it was just in Vietnam. Like everywhere you went, it was just they loved the broth and they chucked a load of stuff in it. But it was like it felt like it come out of a kettle, you know, like boiling water, and then just chucked a load of stuff with it. And not for me personally.
Broth, aka Chinese takeaway. You try anything, wouldn't you, Miss Biscuit? Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 for popcorn, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, the watery broth.
Understandably.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay. So the next category is things people say.
Okay. But I couldn't really think for this, I'll be honest. So what I've gone for is saying you're right as hello. You know what I mean? If it go, you're right, and it's just sort of like see someone go, oh, you're right, and then like off almost go, yeah, good mate, how are you? When actually they're not actually asking you how you are. It's just hello. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know if that's a universal thing, or I don't know if that's everywhere. But
all right, like that.
It's like you're asking, how are you? Or are you all right? But actually, it's just hello.
Hello.
In passing term. And I find myself replying because and the person may be 10 yards down the street by now.
So is that not something that you see like in Portsmouth? Is that
I didn't know if it was or not. I didn't know if that was a I presumed it wasn't just a Portsmouth thing, but
yeah,
I could be wrong. I have no idea.
And I think that people say different things.
Yeah.
You all right, Jack? And they're going, I'm all right, Jack.
But it's, that's just something that it's just me. There we go. Next one is when people say "New Year, New Me." It's not. You're the same person, and I will be the same person as well. Let's be honest. We are who we are, and just because a date changes from end of December to start of January, we if we want to be a different person, we can be a different person in July. It doesn't have to be January. So just people. Yeah, there's no need for the New Year, New Me. I've probably said it myself, but I'm now banishing myself.
You're banishing yourself from seeing it, so you can never see it again.
Exactly.
Stephen says, unless you had a sex change on New Year's Eve, you can't say New Year, New Me.
Then that's 100% a valid exception. That's that's
a total exception to the rule.
And when someone says, "Did you enjoy your holidays?" You might have gone back to work or whatever, and someone goes, "Oh, do you enjoy your holidays?" And you think, "No, I'd rather have been at work." You know what I mean? Like, even if a holiday wasn't that enjoyable, you'd still rather have been on holiday, wouldn't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's I know it's just polite, and I know it comes back to the manners I said earlier. People just being polite, and that's great, But it's like if someone said, "How was your holiday?" "Oh, it's lovely, thanks." But I don't know. I'm digging myself a hole here, but in my head, it's there. It's it's sort of like a rhetorical question, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. A question that doesn't need answering.
It's almost like
I think what they're trying to say is how was your holiday?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a way of asking how it was, so how it went. So did it good? Blah blah.
Yeah. I mean, it was the third answer. I didn't really have a third answer. All right, I've thrown it in there. I've gambled.
You're gambling.
Yeah.
Stephen says, if you say your holiday was great, no one cares. Say it was awful, and everyone is all ears.
That is true. Because they want to know what went wrong. They want to know,
that's it.
Paid or whatever.
I think that's what it is. I think the hoping you've had the shittiest time ever, so that they're being stuck at work while you were on holiday. You know what I mean? Because if you come back and go, "Oh, it was amazing,"
yes, that's
like
what.
Amazing. You did this. You met this person. You went there. You had an unexpected this and whatever, and it just, you know what I mean. And you got an upgrade, and you got this and that, and that you could just see them kind of seething in their chair while they're listening.
100%. And maybe I could have worded it better. But I think if someone asks a question with maybe an ulterior motive, maybe more that side of things. But I agree with Joan. 1 and 3 are similar themes there. Yeah. But
I do kind of. I have to admit that I do the latter, like myself.
I do as well. I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
You're not meant to throw yourself under the bus.
I know. All right. The last part of a bit of a train wreck. All right, we'll ignore that. You know what I mean?
All right. So out of 3, I get that. All right. because we say, well, I say, all right, like that. If I see someone I know, but like you said, it's not really. It is kind of hello. It's not really. I want to stand and listen to your whole life story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't. If someone asks me how I am, I ask how they are. It's normal conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah, I'm fine. Are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And that's how it usually goes, isn't it?
It's normal. That's normal conversation. But if someone just sort of walks by, I go, "You all right?" And then that's it. You know, you're like, "Oh, you all right?" You know, like you know. But again, I think I do all three of these. This question is, I think I'm a culprit of all three, but.
Then New Year, New Me. Yeah, apart from what Stephen said, if you'd had a sex change on New Year's Eve, then that you can really say that. I think so many we've all been there. We've all done that once. I think at least once anyway. Whether that's because you're starting like your 50th diet, like I was, or whether you've left your partner, or whether you've get a divorce or changed your job or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Are you gonna stop being miserable and whatever? I don't know. So yeah, we've all done that one. In the did you enjoy your holidays? Yeah, I've been guilty of that for sure.
Yeah, and I think but yeah,
until you kind of said it like that way, I've never really thought about like it being like weird, if that makes sense, like in the sense of like, as you said, yes, of course I did, because I didn't want to be at work. It's not better than being at work. You know what I mean? I guess some people have had holidays that probably mean that it is better to be at work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely have bad holidays, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to save anything, even though I'm guilty of saying these things myself. But again, it kind of annoys me. So people in the chat, if you want to banish saying hello in different ways than hello when people get confused, how do you put that into? Just put all right. Yeah. Just put, all right.
People say how do, like how do as a hello. But it's like you're almost asking how are you, or how you do.
Yeah. How do? Yeah.
I don't know.
Same different. So
exactly.
If you want to banish that, put you're all right. If you want to banish New Year, New Me, put yeah. If you want to banish did you enjoy your holiday questions? Put holiday. Hi, Queenie. Right. I'm not sure where this was, where I was. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it looks like New Year, New Me. Yeah, New Year, New Me. That one's gone. Banished. Okay, right. Next category is songs.
Yes. Now, there's one here which I think may rustle some feathers. You know what I mean? Like, not that anything else has, but you know, it's. But the first one is now, you know, people may remember this song, they may not, but it was by a girl called Rebecca Black, and it was called Friday.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it was just like an awful song that I think just got big on YouTube. I'm not sure. I don't know if it actually was on the radio. It might have. I have no idea. But it was like, I remember seeing the video, I think, when it came out, and it was just like, I think there was a story on it where someone, they'd paid to get it done, and somehow it had gone viral or something. I don't know. But the song Friday by Rebecca Black, and it was like, I'm not gonna sing it, but it went something like, you got to get down on Friday, you know, and it was.
Yeah, I remember it.
yeah, it wasn't a banger in my opinion.
It was crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know it, then you can treat yourself to a good 3.5 minutes or however long it is later. The next one is a Justin Bieber song. I think it's called Baby. I think it's just called Baby.
Yeah.
I think it's one of his biggest ones. And it's just, I know he's grown up a little bit now, and his songs. I don't mind that Peaches one that comes on the radio. Don't mind that one. Nothing against the guy, but that one, he must have been 16 or 18, however old he is, and it was just very much, just doesn't tickle my fancy. Not one for me. Don't enjoy it.
It was just cheese that was aimed at 12 and 13-year-old girls, basically.
And when you hear it on the radio, you think,
yeah,
not for me. You know what I mean?
No.
And the last one. Now I know this
controversially one.
Yeah. This is a banger for some people.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Oh, all right.
Now,
do you not like Thriller by Michael Jackson?
It's just not. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't hate it, and if it's on, it can stay on, but I will just not put it on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel it's over. I know it's obviously, it's a few years old, and it was one of the first sort of early sort of proper music videos, wasn't it? It was people loved it. People went mad for it.
Yeah.
And people aren't that happy right now.
Yeah.
But I think it was just a bit overdone. If not as in not overplayed. Well, it probably was overplayed at the time. But it's just over. It's quite intense. You know what I mean? It's just. But yeah, it just that's the.
The whole. It's your choice, isn't it? Right, let's have a think. Friday, yeah, that was just basically shite. She was on something. It was made a big deal. I can't even remember what it was. I think it was. It could have been YouTube, as you said, or whatever. Not really sure.
Just went viral for some reason. Don't know why.
Yeah, but I don't know why. Again, with Baby Justin Bieber, it's just cheese.
Cheese pop.
It's cheese. Granted, it works for what it was aimed at. Totally worked for what it was aimed at. You know what I mean? But it is cheese. Not something, I'm bothered by. Michael Jackson Thriller. I'm not going to go into other things with that. Just basing this on the song itself and the fact that it was very cool at the time. It was, it was very cool at the time, and I think for that reason I'm going to save it. So I'm going to save Thriller. And then who's gonna do the dance moves? You know what I mean?
The dance took over. Obviously.
Well, it did.
Yeah.
So yeah. So people of the chat, you can either choose Friday by Rebecca Black, type Friday, or Baby by Justin Bieber, type Baby.
What's your thoughts? What way do you reckon it's going to
go? Either way, really. A lot of people.
Pretty split, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it could be either way.
I think Bieber's more well known, obviously. Yeah,
it depends if people remember Friday. I think they do, by the looks of it. Yeah, I think it's Friday. Without even counting that, look. Not Friday, Baby, Mark. I love how they try and get it both ways, because Friday, baby. It's not a way of doing that.
And Lex has still put Thriller, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm going with Friday. Banished.
Yeah. Obviously, if Thriller was on there, it would have gone, obviously. And that's a no question. Obviously, everyone would have voted that.
All right. So, next category was drinks.
Yes. So the first one is like, it sounds stupid, but water. Yeah. Now I'm not like water's very important. Everyone's got to drink water. It's vital. We need it to survive.
Yeah.
I just personally don't like drinking just a glass of water. Like I always have like a glass of juice, but quite diluted. I personally just like a little flavour, and I can drink a whole pint of like diluted juice quickly. If that makes sense. Just easily, just to hydrate myself. But if it's just water, for whatever reason, if there's nothing else to drink, I will drink it. But I personally would just choose to have, and I'm not talking like fizzy. I'm not gonna have a bottle of Coca-Cola or anything like that. Like I don't really drink much fizzy stuff, but just I'll drink a lot of squash, and I'm not strong. If you haven't really strong, it's gonna have a lot of sugars in, that sort of thing. But so in my opinion, that's the best of both worlds. So and I know you can buy fancy bottled water or filter water, all this stuff, and on a nice hot day, it is refreshing, but
you can get flavoured water like strawberry and
and that is to me that's not included. I'm talking plain Jane water, you know what I mean? Because a flavoured water, you have a flavour and it's then nice to, but I know you need the water to make the squash. I'm just saying water on its own.
But if you banish water on its own, then therefore there's no water to make the squash.
But only if you have a glass of water. I'm banishing a glass or a bottle of water on its own, not the actual water that's come from a tap, because we're in shit creek if we do that. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little controversial, but hey, where would we be if not,
No, I totally agree with you. A lot of people, and my son doesn't like water on its own. He'll drink flavoured water, or he'll drink like juice, you know what I mean? But he doesn't have water on its own. Council pop. Yeah, water out the tap is council pop, apparently. So I used to say it. Sorry, so what's your second?
The second one is cold coffee. Right. I don't mind normal coffee. Probably have one. Well, I have one in the morning, sometimes another one, cup of coffee maybe in the afternoon or something, but at least one a day. And yeah, I enjoy a cup of coffee. But cold coffee, I don't mean you just let it go cold. You've made it and forgot about it.
Yeah, like the iced mocha.
Yeah. You've gone into Starbucks and you've reeled off 6 words that didn't make sense, and you come off with a fancy drink that looks like that. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Artisan popcorn and artisan cold coffee. We're all in the same boat here.
So not just something that's cold, like you made your coffee 3 hours ago, and then
not that.
Banish your coffee because it's gone cold and you're in a mood because you forgot. Not that you're trying to ban.
Yeah, no. I believe the correct term is iced coffee. I think a couple of people. I should have correctly. So iced coffee. That's
right.
People. Yeah, it's not for me. Like and the last one, an alcoholic beverage. I've gone for gin.
Oh.
Now, I know gin. People love their gin, and you get all the artisan gins. there's a little theme here. I didn't realise there was until I've said it out loud.
Right.
But yeah, just gin. I mean, I have not tried many different gins. I'm sure there may be some gins that I do like, but gin is just not a go-to drink for myself. There are many other drinks I would order before gin, but maybe if I'm to a gin tasting day or something,
I might
try some and enjoy some. Um,
I'm laughing at Lex because she said get in the bin, Jack, because I'm thinking she likes gin. I've never tried it, so I don't know if I would like it or not. But I am really parky or picky, I should say, because it's probably not a word that you all know. When it comes to alcohol, so I don't know if I would like it. Hi Richard, Nightlife is unsubscribing to you now. But so out of these, right, I do drink water plain and I do like it. I'm one of them weirdos, yes. I mean, I'm probably weird for many other things as well, but
M drinks loads, like just pints of water.
I like it. I just like water, so.
Oh, poor the devil. There she is, putting a funny face. There she is. But yeah, she drinks loads of water. Just me personally, not.
Yeah, you like to have some juice in it, whatever. Coffee, the whole thing can go on the bin for me. I do not like coffee whatsoever. I don't like fancy coffees, iced coffees, Asda's coffee. I don't know why I said Asda's coffee, but anybody's coffee, I don't like.
Anyone.
You know, just coffee, full stop. I don't like. So I'm not, obviously there's nothing to save there. And gin, because I haven't tried it, I'm obviously going to save water first. So I will let the chat decide what they want. So people of the chat, if you want to banish iced coffee, type iced, and if you want to banish gin, type gin. I'm not an Asda hater. It was just the first thing that came in my head, which is, you know, not usually something I should answer when this first thing come in my head, because yes. Lex is picking water. I guess she likes iced coffee and gin.
It's unlike Lex to go against the current. You know what I mean? It's so you know, I wouldn't expect that.
You know, if you don't like eating, just choose not to answer. Right, let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, I think that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Iced coffee. It is then. That is banished. Gin steers, iced coffee is gone. And there you go.
Fair enough.
What you see an air Jack outside. Jeez. Right, okay. Next category is bands and singers.
Right, again, I didn't really have much. I mentioned to you earlier that I was going through these with M, just like trying to talk them through and see what I couldn't really think of anything. And she went, well, what songs, you know, what bands or singers do you not like? And I went, I don't know, I can remember ones I do like, but people I don't like just don't really stay in my, you know, in my memory.
But think about them.
So I'm being a bit generic here, but I've said any band that is like the screamo band, one where you can't really understand what they're saying, but the people who listen to them and like them can understand, and that's fine. That's great, you know. But when I hear it, it just sounds like noise. You know, and that maybe I'm not tuned into that, you know, style of music, but just the screamo, just noise, I would call it. But you know, talented noise.
I couldn't even name a band that did that.
No, but you know the sort of music.
It, but I couldn't name one that did it.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea or iced coffee. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
Next
the
one.
second one.
Sorry. Next one is Jedward.
Yeah. Jedward.
Just because, like I think they would come up on a TV program. I think they were doing like a cameo in something, like I don't know, whatever. They popped up and they were, and they just they just frustrate me. I mean, I'm sure they haven't done anything personally against me, but they're just yeah, just not for me. They're just Jedward. They won't be on any of my playlists, shall we say?
Yeah.
That is.
Susan said, "Jack sounds like my granddad. It's all noise." Lex says, "They're all shouting horse." Trust me, that's what they're screaming, horse. Stephen asked for some examples, and I think Richard from Night's Life is saying Korn and Slipknot. I've heard of Slipknot, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
all right.
There's a lot of hate for Jedward already.
Yeah. And the last one?
The last one is, again, it's a generic one, and it may be controversial. It is theatrical singing, like musical, the songs in musicals. I'm just not a fan. I mentioned this earlier to Em and her parents, and they like a musical. They've been to quite a few theatres and musicals and stuff. And I said, what, when I'm there, so I've been to a couple with them and my family, years ago, whatever, but I enjoy the whole experience. The acting, the stage, the art, all as a package, I enjoy it. But if it comes on the radio or whatever, I'm just not into the over theatrical songs, if you know what I mean. They're not a bit of me.
Okay, right.
So I know it's not particular bands or singers because I don't know anyone in particular.
Well, apart from Jedward.
Jedward is on there as a particular, but I didn't have any particular other. How many times I'm going to say particular? Singers or bands that I didn't particularly like, but that. Otherwise, it's just sort of screamo, theatricals, or.
All right. I totally agree on scream bands. I haven't got a clue what they're saying. Maybe I should watch it and write down where I think it is. But they just seem very angry about something. Don't know what it is, but it's probably something really minor. You know what I mean? Someone didn't say please and thank you, and they got really angry. That's what it was. Although to be fair, that's not actually minor. That's a big deal. I don't have anything against Jedward, but I'm not really bothered, if that makes sense. Like, if you know what I mean. So they don't bother me in any, in any way. But I love musicals, and obviously the songs that go with them. Anything from, Hamilton to Wicked to, everything. I love all musicals.
I understand. And I've seen a few people say The Greatest Showman, which
The Greatest Showman.
I think was it yesterday on TV? I think we watched a bit of it, and like I enjoyed watching it and the songs or whatever. But it's just watching it without the performance. Maybe that's where I'm at. It's
fun. You can't. It's like
the song without
watching it. Yeah.
But I understand you're saving it. You're saving it. That's fine. That's fine.
But yes, I'm saving it. So we'll let the chat decide for the others. People of the chat, if you want to banish scream bands, type scream. And if you want to banish Jedward, type Jedward. We shall see what they decide, shall we? I
mean, I've got an idea what way may go. Oh, it's 3 for a Scream.
Oh, so quite a few for Scream there.
Yeah.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Scream. It's gonna be Scream. Scream bands. Banish.
Yeah, I thought it'd be the way the chat reacted. Just I was thinking Jedward, but I do agree. Yeah, Scream bands are.
At least you get rid of quite a lot in one go rather than just like one band. I mean,
True, yeah. I
bent
a little bit there, but.
Okay, and so the last category is random mix, which is basically you can pick anything you want from anything, basically.
Okay. So the first one is because obviously we've just bought our first house, which is awesome, very happy. But it's how hard it is for, not for everyone. Some people would have got a mortgage easily, but how hard it is to get a mortgage, whether it's just for self-employed people, maybe it's more difficult. I don't know. But just the process and just how many hoops you have to jump through and how much obviously deposit you have to save and all this. I feel like getting your foot on the property ladder is, I feel like, quite a mission at the moment. And I'm sure it may have been for years, obviously, but I
think it's definitely harder now from what, you know what I mean? To be honest, I've never attempted to get on it anyway, but from what I can see and what I hear now, it seems a lot harder these days, and it's harder for kids who are living at home to move out. You know what I mean? Because everything is so expensive.
Yeah, totally. And again, like we knew about it, and then we went through it. And you're like, oh yeah. So like, to me, that's like, if like I think the example was if someone can pay, okay, like £1,000 rent, which you haven't, but I know my cousin does it. People do easily pay £1,000 rent and more, in some areas. But then the mortgage lenders or whatever say, oh, the mortgage might be 800 and they got declined for the mortgage or whatever. And you're like, but if I'm paying £1,000 rent, why can't I pay 800 mortgage? And I'm sure someone will tell me the reason why that is the case. Yeah. But to little old me, it's just mad, mad. But
so how hard to get on the property ladder, basically?
Basically, that is it.
Okay, and your second thing?
The other one, litter. I hate littering. People who litter, unnecessary litter, just litter in general. I really think there is no need for it. Like, there's a little bit of rubbish. You could put it in your bag or your pocket and bin it when you find a bin, or take it home and put it in the bin, and whatever. I remember working for a removal company, and a guy, there was a bin in the van, but he threw his bottle on a lovely country road, just threw his bottle out the window. And I literally copped at him. I didn't even know the guy. I hadn't really met him. And I copped. I just thought that was so unnecessary when we had a plastic bag that people were putting rubbish in generally. And you think he just wanted to throw it. You know what I mean? It's like that unnecessary need to, if you know what I mean. But
yeah, I totally get that. It's unnecessary. Our council have got this campaign going about with like these cardboard signs. It's got don't be a tosser underneath. But essentially
makes sense.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. There's no need. And I mean, the worst thing here is that there's so many times where people have like left the rubbish, and there's bins everywhere. It's not like that it's needed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. like I understand, like we in Portsmouth we've got a large like Southsea Common, you know, large green space, and sometimes the bins are full. So someone might tie up the rubbish and put it in a bag next to the bin. That's fair enough. You know what I mean? Like it's the effort people have made. But it's when you go down there after a bank holiday weekend or whatever, and it's just you know, it's covered. You know what I mean? You know, it covered in basically. But
yeah.
that is that one.
All right, your last one.
The last one is basically people who say, or people who think that reselling can't be a full-time job, or don't think it's a real job, or don't think it can be enough to pay the bills, or enough to, you know, we had a couple of comments on YouTube recently, and someone said, you know, can you really make enough to you know, earn a living out of doing this? And it may be a sincere question, like, you know, the person, you know, doesn't know me from, you know, whatever, and you know, I'm not saying we make lots of money, because, you know, we're not, you know, but we make it enough, and we enjoy our job, and the value we have from what we enjoy is worth way more than what we earn. So I think it's people questioning. We had like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was my nan or Em's nan, and she went, "Oh, have you got a real job yet?" You know what I mean? And it's like, no, we're still doing the same thing. You know, so it's that sort of maybe presumption or something. I don't know which one, but that
because you don't clock on and clock off, essentially. In that you don't leave the house at 7 a.m. and come back at 6 or whatever, then they don't class it as like a job. When I know, like, obviously a lot of resellers and you work really hard. So
everyone, and the thing is, it's because you work for yourself as well. Only you can get yourself to do the job, if you know what I mean. Like, unless M cracks the whip and gets me working, you know. But
all right. So none of these are worth saving for me. So we'll let the chat decide. So if you want to banish how hard it is to get on the property ladder, then type property, we'll go with. If you want to banish people who litter or littering, just put litter. Or if you want to banish people who say that reselling isn't a real job and thinks you should get one, then type job. So we'll see what they decide. Litter kills wildlife, I think it's going to be the litter bit. Yeah, it is looking like it's litter.
it is a frustrating thing that, you know, everyone it can stop just by people stopping. That's it. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? There's no big answer to it.
It's like really frustrating because like it's like that everywhere here, you know, it just in loads of places where the supply, I mean, all along the seafront there's bins, and then they put, like, when it's like the summer season, they put wheelie bins next to them as well, so like for extra, and you still see a lot of rubbish left on the beach and stuff. It's mad. Yeah, so it's definitely litter on that one.
Understandably.
And we've come to the end. Went really quick, hasn't it?
It has, and I really, really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, yeah.
It's good to get like all that sort of like, this little thing bugs me. But like, I'll just
like genuinely some of the stuff, like the sort of I'm not gonna say it again, but some of the things I said, like it's like you write it down, and you say it out loud, and then you start thinking about it, and you think, well, actually, like, it's not that, you know what I mean? And then I just start, you know what I mean, put myself in a hole. But no, it's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a really good laugh. So thank you very much for doing it.
Thank you for inviting us on. Really appreciate
it. I have put the Global Thrifters link in the chat in the description box below. So if anyone who is watching this hasn't or isn't subscribed to the Global Thrifters, then please do, because they're both really lovely, very down to earth, and it's a lovely couple. So yes,
I'll send you that money later for that. All right, I appreciate that.
What do you call it? 20 quid, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But no, I appreciate it, Lainey. It's very kind, and we do really appreciate you having us on.
And if anybody wants to do this, please let me know. I have a list ongoing. I've got a few people, because I'm trying to keep it going until October, which is when I'm going to actually do it. And everyone, Nick and Andrea, Susan, Ian, Sharon, there's going to be a few of them, and they're all going to give me a category. Lex's.
Good.
Yes, and I'll be in the hot seat then, so I'll be in the reverse. So I've been writing down every time something bugs me. I'm writing it down now. I'm like, write it down so I remember.
A nice long list of it all.
Yeah.
read it off the list.
And if you weren't here earlier, I did say that Emily, who is the other half of Global Thrifters, she'll be doing this next week. So make sure you come along. I assume it'll be 7:30 again, is it? Do you know?
Most likely. Yeah. I'll let her decide. I'll
confirm
anyway. Everyone in the chat, give her a hard time, really grill her, and I'm joking. No, she's looking forward to it.
No, she will. It'll be good fun.
It will.
Oh God, I dread it, Lex. I dread it. She's put, my question for Lainey is a classic. I know. I've just got this feeling I'm gonna regret it. Do you know how it is? But yeah. I will be back at 9 o'clock for Trivia Tuesday. So if anyone wants to come along to that, I can't remember what the rounds are already. So yeah, I'm really bad. It's terrible. You know what I mean? But you will see me there in 20 minutes ish. So go and have a cigarette or a drink, or
a nice coffee.
A nice coffee. Are they no longer insistent now, or was it? They don't exist now. You can't have one. Sorry, shame. We'll listen to Deadwood instead. We shall catch you later. Thanks very much again, Jack, and we will say goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Awkward wave to everyone.